She has a passion in African civilization, and that's why we are here. We're trying to have the Africa that we want, a transformation of Africa. And therefore, she's going to look at the recent issues with the diaspora. Those are the colleagues, our African children that are abroad. Those are the ones that are in the diaspora. May we warmly welcome Princess Kana by putting our hands together.
Thank you. Your Highnesses, princes and princesses, excellence, ambassadors, all your distinguished guests in your respective capacity, Sani Bonani Bonkos. I thank our honorable ancestors and Imana, the creator, that allowed us to meet here and have this powerful meeting in the spirit of Umoja and Ubuntu, where we connected as brothers and sisters. I will talk about the recent diaspora. I come to you as a child of Africa who live abroad. I am a descendant of Burundi royal family who have been living abroad for the last 30 years, first in Belgium, then in Switzerland. My dad was also living abroad. The king of Burundi was living abroad. He died in Switzerland in 1977. So personally, living abroad, being part of diaspora, didn't start with me in my family. But as you know, for many reasons, African has to leave their countries. So this is me, humbly talking about my colleagues, friends, and family members, African in the diaspora, in anywhere in the world. You know that people leave their families and their countries for different reasons. It may be personal, social, political reasons. And now that we have heard from Ambassador Namboka, he gave a picture of Africa, the governance, the situation, expectations from the people. So now we understand that people leave. And this is not new with us. It is not recent. European and Asian, they also came to Africa. And for us, we go because we have hopes, expectations, dreams to live in dignity, and this is human. So I was asked to talk about the recent diaspora, but as announced yesterday, the two are linked. And deep in my heart, we are one people, despite the way our ancestors were separated and split. We are one. And I'm not the only one who believes that. We are a movement. We are a powerful movement that will not be arrested. We are Afrocentric people. We believe that wherever we are, we have Africa in us. And we put the best interest of Africa first. So it doesn't matter. But we also have expectations. Even if we go to live abroad, we are not cutting the links. So we will be expecting to have Africa which is strong, which is peaceful, which has strong institutions. Because I was asked, what do you expect? What would be good for you people that would help the connection with Africa? So for us, it's like parents and children. So if Africa is doing well, we are doing well. If there is peace in Africa, we also show up as peaceful people, and we can go to work without having to be on the phone hours and hours solving issues in our motherland and also where we live. But if Africa is doing good, we show up as proud people. We are not just called immigrant, like called illegal immigrant, as if anyone was illegal in this world. As Doctor from the African Union said this morning, we learned history. I learned history, and I'm passionate about history. I never read anywhere that people who came Africa and invaded us, they didn't have a visa. But today we are called immigrant, illegal immigrant. So we want to be people in our full humanity as anyone else. As every other people come to Africa, we go elsewhere for different reasons, but we have Africa, the motherland, in our hearts. As you know, in ancient times, people came to Africa to seek knowledge, to seek spirituality. We inspire them. So now, the fact is that it's a different trend. We go to study, and people found families, but as you know, in the Maslow pyramid, people work and they raise children, but they still have these hopes that they can give back if they can. And this is the Africa that we want to have, where we can also collaborate, implement a shared vision, and be part of this movement of African Renaissance. This is our hopes, but we also come with responsibilities and expected attitude as children of Africa. A friend here reminded me that it's not because you live out of Africa that you think that you have different rights, that you are superior. Yes, I totally agree. As members of the diaspora, we learned things, but we also have other things that we still have to know, to learn. And we are equal with the people. And if in our experiences we manage to have this thing that we can bring back, so this is perfect for Africa. If there is something that our children can bring back, this is good. I consulted friends before coming here, and they are members of the diaspora, the ancient and the recent ones. People told me, we would like to come and share a vision. And fortunately, the African Union has agreed that people can come. So as we come with these expectations and this attitude that we want to be included, we also have an Africa that we want, where the recent diaspora and the ancient one actually are heard, are listened to, not imposing anything. As it was said, in Africa, when the governance is good and people live peacefully, people will come and invest. I hear about countries, big countries like Zambia, where the population is small, and people could come and invest in Zambia or anywhere else, really. So these are opportunities that if in Africa there is opportunities, we have the human resources that have competencies that they would like to bring back. The same as some people from other continents come to work in Africa. Maybe sometimes the diaspora think that they are more welcomed than African themselves. I am talking about both diasporas. But as I said, the relationship between Africa and their children can be complex sometimes. But it's a matter of trust. We have Africa in our hearts, and this is something that we are hopeful is going to work perfectly. I'm honored to be here. The dynamic I saw here is really encouraging and positive, and I will go back with this energy and hopes and share with my friends and colleagues like Yvonne, my friend from Switzerland. She knows that we have different spheres and platforms where we speak and where we can bring this message of having built relationships, having seen people who are here in Africa, that we share the same vision and the same ambition for Africa. I will finish here with sharing some experiences. As it was said, that the diaspora, sometimes we think that we are African, but it's not just, we are African, but the ones who stayed here, the ones who traveled before, and the recent one. I was in Brazil, in Salvador. I saw people, we can learn from them about African culture. This is very paradoxical, but it is real. I saw people who preserved the culture, the spirituality. And interestingly, I got connected to my culture more. I was already connected as a princess and someone who is interested in African culture, but I was more connected via Afro-American people. Through travels, I went to Salvador, I prayed. There are ladies there who, when they knew that I was African, they hugged me. And it was as if they were my aunties that I have never seen before. So the Atlantic, the hundreds of years that separated us, it didn't separate us really. So why am I saying that? It is, again, to conclude that we are one people, we have expectations, and our motherland is in our hearts. Thank you so much. Long life to the King. Unity is our aim. Victory is our destiny. Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, Princess Kana. That was very good. And peace is a very ingredient that we really need. When people talk about Africa, what comes to their mind is that we are a dark continent that is full of poverty, war, and diseases. Therefore, it is time that we should dispel these myths. I remember one time I received a colleague for the first time from Germany, coming with all that idea that Africa is a dark continent. By the time that he landed in Lusaka, he was so shocked. And in Lusaka, those who have been to Zambia, if you have not gone to a city called Matero, then you have not seen Lusaka, you have not seen Zambia. Everything is there. They manufacture anything. That is Matero. So, and being Africans, we do everything communally. So he was a social, outgoing. And the Zambians, wherever you go, if you see Zambians, they don't buy, if it means drinking, they don't buy one bottle. They buy one crate. That's how you can identify Zambians. They socialize. So this Mzungu came, and he was there dancing, whatever. And because he was socializing and he was dancing, the Zambians enjoyed seeing this Mzungu wrongfully not following the tune, you know, but they were so excited. So they started, instead of the white person buying the Africans beer, it was the other way around. It was now the Africans or the Zambians buying beer to this one. And that did not sit well, because where he was coming from, even at a funeral, you do not go like crying at a neighbor's funeral when you are in the West. You have to be invited. So he came, why are these people buying beer and food for me? And myself, I said, no, that is the hospitality of us Africans. They are happy with you, so feel free. 1 week after the project was done, we even taught him how to eat our nshima, not using the fork, but using the natural fork, the 5 fingers. Up to today, this man loves Zambia because of the African mentality. What am I saying? I'm trying to qualify the point of maintaining and promoting our African tradition and values, especially to our children that are in diaspora. I was so shocked in Addis, Ethiopia. There was a young man by the name of George. He's coming from Washington, D.C. It was just the accent that you'd know is a different person. But in terms of respect, in terms of discipline, as though that child was born and bred in Africa. And that is what, Princess Kana, whether you're in Switzerland, please do not part from your roots. Whether you are born there, whatever reason you've gone, whether for greener pastures or whatever, maintain your tradition and culture because you are Africans. Yes, the issue of knowledge and spirituality. Africa gave birth to civilization. That is a very, very valid position. We've learned even of us as a historian, the great Mansa Musas in the history of this world. Those were the richest people that traded in gold. They had everything. You talk of the pyramids. All these are in Africa. So we really had the knowledge, we had the religious, and even our African tradition religion. Today, we are told to discard our African spiritualities. I think we need to go back to the drawing board so that we still maintain our tradition and culture. Once again, can we give a hand to Princess Kana?